Welcome to TerryWilson3.com.
This is the Terry Wilson, really?
Hey, Tony, this is Terry Wilson with TerryWilson3.com. How are you?
You personally are calling me back.
Get ready to discover, develop, and monetize your skills and talents with Terry Wilson.
Yakety yak, I am back. What's going on? Thank you, Christopher B. This is Terry Wilson. It is 1:46 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do you know where your entrepreneur is at? It is so good to be home and back on a regular schedule. And man, we enjoyed England, we enjoyed Ireland, we enjoyed Scotland. Wish we could have stopped at Wales. I think we're going to go back and do that. But it was a fun time. And it was very relaxing for part of it and very testing for other parts of it. They walked this big old boy's butt off. I'm telling you, everywhere we went, it was walking. But I wanted to just give a shout out to everyone, tell everyone, hey, Jason, good to have you on today, man. And, answer any questions. One of the questions that had come in and it was sort of a recurring theme. So I wanted to go ahead and hit this. And I started noticing it more and more. Hey, Shanine, how are you? And Risa, how are you doing? Thank you, Risa. It's good to be back. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm telling you what, if you ever get the chance to go over there, I'm telling you, Ireland and Scotland is worth the trip alone. And if you can't do them all, do Ireland. That's probably my favorite. But the Scotland is just a very close second. The people, the culture, the vibe, everything, the scenery, it is just so beautiful. And if you're a Game of Thrones fan, you have to go to Northern Ireland and see King's Road and all these other places where the Greyjoys castle was and all that. Hey, JD, good to have you, brother. Good to see you. And thank you for the welcome back. It's good to be here, man. I'm telling you, we had a great time. Hey, Lawrence, good to have you on today. We had such a great time, but we drove all over Ireland and getting used to driving on the what I call the wrong side of the road. It took a little bit of time, but it was fun. But man, the scenery and getting used to those real narrow roads, man, I tell you, the roads over there was built back before cars. And so it was made to accommodate horse and carriage. And so it was a little different. Hey, it's Rodney. Good to have you on, Rodney. District Handsome. I like that. So anyway, but I had a question that came in and said, Terry, I'm a new member and I just got here and I noticed the blog. They saw the dialer, the presentation of how we use our voice broadcast dialer, and they saw some of the other tools, but they had questions about, is blogging still relevant? And I know there's this thing out there that's real popular now that just says, hey, set up a Facebook page and that's it. And I've done some conferences and I'm in a mastermind group with several, probably household names if you're in the online entrepreneur space of people that are big names. And they all agree you got to have a social media presence if you're going to do a lot of online marketing. But let me encourage you, all of them says the same thing. All that's for, even if you're doing Amazon products and marketing on Amazon or eBay, or if you're marketing on LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever platform you're using, all of those platforms are used as a gateway to get out in front of a particular audience to hopefully eventually drive them back into your website, your blog, your sandbox, as I like to call it. And here's the reason I would say it's more relevant probably today than it ever has been. Facebook specifically, let's work with that. Hey, Dan, good to have you. Facebook will change the rules on you in a heartbeat. What they used to deem as acceptable yesterday will change tomorrow and will give you absolutely no reason, no rationale, no warning, and no, viable way to communicate with them to make sure you're staying in compliance. What's up, Greenbacks? Good to have you, brother. Boy, your Astros are looking good. I hope we don't have to face them in the World Series. I hope we can if we just beat the Dodgers, that's a win for me as a Braves fan. So anyway, but I saw a baseball fan on here and I get distracted and I'm like, what's that movie? Squirrel. because of that, you really, really, really need to have your own space and your own, because think of it, a website, a blog is like your own online home. That's your house. You're the king of the castle. You make the rules. Just because this party over here or this platform over here or this whatever over here thinks that, for instance, a home-based business opportunity is not something they want to promote, because there are some out there that are just not viable. They're not legit. And so they just want to write everybody off. They just want to say, hey, if you're in the opportunity space, everything's bad. And it's easier for companies to do that, so they don't have to get in the weeds and the nuance and start, delineating the good and the bad. It's real easy for companies to just say, okay, anything in this space we do away with. And a lot of them are doing that nowadays. So if you've got a business opportunity that you're promoting, an MLM business, a network marketing business, a coaching business, a lot of those you really have to thread with a needle nowadays to be compliant with some of these online spaces like Facebook. And so if you were in the place of where I'm just going to put a Facebook page out there and that's going to be it, because I know there's a lot of popular training that says, hey, you don't even have to have your own website anymore. You don't have to have anything but a Facebook page and an autoresponder. And what it is these companies that are from other autorespons companies, they're trying to sell that. And I get that, because what they're trying to do is sell simplicity. Hey, all you've got to have is this, MailChimp or Constant Contact or Aweber or whoever you're going to use. All you got to do is have that and go over and set up a Facebook page and start running ads and then driving traffic into that. And that's it. The simplicity of that is very attractive, but the practicality of that and really the business plan. Hey, Linda, thank you. Hey, I was in Edinburgh and I thought of you because I think you've got some family over there, and so we said a shout out to Linda. So that if you've not been over there, and I think you said Edinburgh is where your family is, let me tell you one thing about that place, and then you can call your family and see if I'm telling the truth. Everywhere is uphill. You can go to the castle, it's uphill. You can go back from the castle, it's uphill. You can go from, we just laughed, everything's uphill, but because it's built. But anyway, but the simplicity of just having an autoresponder and just having a social media presence of Facebook or whatever, it's very attractive. But practically, you are putting your business in the hands and giving the keys of your business and how you do business with this third party over here that has proven over the last several years will change on you on a dime. And so, my counsel to any of my members, and even if you're not a member, you're just watching this for free advice for what it's worth, is you've got to have your own website. You've got to have your own blog. You've got to have your own space in the online world that you control. Yes, be over there. I'm on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Twitter. I'm on all of these different Aberdeen. Okay, yeah. I'm on all these spaces, but it's for one purpose and one purpose only, and that's to drive people back to my home, my house, where I make the rules. Because then here's the other thing that you're hearing a lot of, mail list is no longer relevant, because all you have to do is create this content on Facebook or on wherever, and then you can target that audience if you pay them. Well, here again, it sounds simplistic and it sounds nice, but in all practicality, they change on you all the time. If I have them over on my website and I have that list, then I don't care what the politics are. I don't care what the attitudes are of one particular product, good, or service in any given day. If that's what I'm about and that's what I want to promote, I own that list and I can do that. So I think, Risa, you're right. Simplicity is a lot of times very misleading. This whole thing, and one of the marketing verbs that you'll see out there, button push business or button push lead generation. And I've used it, but I always put a little caveat. You'll hear me on some of my ads. It's like, yeah, I'm making it look easy, because it is easy once you learn how to use these various systems and things behind it. if making a lot of money online with a laptop was just easy, then anybody and everybody could do it. But the truth of the matter is, it's not necessarily easy, but it's very obtainable, and it's well worth it if you will just discipline yourself to take the time to work through some of whatever it is, because different people have different pain points. Some people get in our business, and I mean, they're making funnels that just, go circles around what I create, because, I'm not the greatest graphic designer or whatever. But then they struggle in closing the sale, because once they get a lead, they've captured it, they've got them in their funnel, they're dripped on them, and the person is now wanting to talk. They have a very difficult time of rapport building, building authority, and closing the deal. So everybody has different pain points. And so whatever your pain point is, work through it and be okay with that. Okay. Work through it and be okay with that, because, there's growth that we all have to go through. So the long answer, I guess, you can tell I'm out of practice. I've been gone for a month. Of course, I sort of waxed verbosely even before vacation. But the answer is, you've got to have a blog, and you got to have your own space. And that's why we continue in our package to promote it. And that's why off the record, even though some of these guys that are selling, and I'll use one word because it's popular, ClickFunnels. I've got a lot of reps that are in our business, but they sell ClickFunnels. They have an affiliate, agreement with them. And a lot of their marketing, and I'm not criticizing, don't take it the wrong way. I'm not, browbeating anything, but you need more than just a funnel. You need more than just an autoresponder. You need more than just, there's a package. There's a reason why we give a holistic thing here at the TW3, because, there is no magic bullet in business, guys. They're just not. I wish it would make it so easy for me to say, hey, all you need is this. I'm going to say you this right here. That's all you need. And it'll take you 5 minutes to learn it. You just take it, and in 5 minutes you use it, and then poof. I get diet pills are a lot easier to sell than gym memberships. But at the end of the day, you guys that are my reps out there and my coaches and customers, you got to sleep at night. And if you want to sleep at night, you want to do business the right way. And the right way is to tell people, hey, there's a step here. There's a process, and I'm going to be there. I'm going to coach you. I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to do my best to keep you accountable to this process. I'm never going to tell you anything that's not true. And the truth of the matter is, sometimes some people take off immediately. Sometimes people take off a little slower. Sometimes people don't take it off at all in the first few days, first few months. But if you will commit yourself to the process, at the end of this process, there is a paycheck. And I know a guy in South Carolina that can barely read and write, that is a college dropout, that has a face for radio, that is making consistently $50,000 and $60,000 a month, going on vacation 3 months out of the year. And if that guy can do it, I swear there's nobody you can do it. You just got to be committed to the process. And Greenback says, congrats to thank you. You're playing the Cardinals. We are Thursday night at 7:02. And if we are in the World Series with you guys, you're going to have to work out some travel arrangements, and we'll make that happen. Greenback says, my clients have been asking, when is Terry coming back? Well, I'm back, and the first podcast, live podcast, is this coming Monday night, 9 p.m., episode 385. I'm going to be sharing how we made several thousands of dollars this past month, some of the things and the strategies we were using, how it's available to anybody that's a member of ours, how my elite credentials helped me accomplish that. I'm going to be sharing how other people, I'm going to try to get up with one member. He doesn't know it yet, but I'm going to be calling on him in the next day or two to see if I can interview him. He's making this is his first year at TW3, and he's already made well over $100,000 using our tools and our system. And so I'm going to be seeing if I can interview him to have it on that first live podcast back. So absolutely. Dan says, hello, Terry. This is my first time I can ask you a question. Well, Dan, thank you. And if you've got a question, that's what I'm here for. I'm going to stop pontificating now. I did want to hit that one about, because listen, you've got to have a blog. You got to have a website. And let me encourage all my members, create content, create content, create content, create content. create content. You say, well, how can I create content? I'm not a writer. Well, think about this. For instance, I could write a blog right now about my experience going to the grocery store. And we have here in the Carolinas, we have a grocery chain called Ingles, and it has a deli and a food court inside it. And I like going over there and getting salads. And I went over there and got a salad today. And the lady that checked me out was miserable. Was absolutely miserable. And so I struck up a conversation with her, and I says, what's going on? You seem a little down today. Because I sort of know her, because I go in there 3 or 4, and she goes, I just hate this job. And I said, well, why do you hate the job? Well, I work hard, and because I don't, play the games of the little, store politics here and stroke the right person's ego, I don't get the breaks. I don't get the raises. I don't get the better jobs. I don't get the better opportunities. I just sit here and I do my job and do it well, and I think that should be enough. And so who's she talking to? She's talking to an entrepreneur, an online entrepreneur that advocates you're never going to make what you're worth. You're never going to have what you're worth. You're never going to enjoy all the things that life affords you until you take control of your life. Well, that little 5-minute experience at Ingles is blog content that I am going to be able to probably do something, bang out, and throw it in social media. And you say, well, here's what I'm doing. I'm constantly reinforcing what I sell. And what is it I sell? Freedom, opportunity, belief in yourself, a positive outlook on life, doing things and having control over your life. And then I come along and say, here are some of the tools and here's some of the training that I and several other people have used. But instead of going out and my friends and my family on social media and constantly just trying to beat up on them, you ought to buy this. I don't do that. I write stories. I give content. I give life experiences. Why do I put so many pictures of my vacation up on social media? It's not to drive people crazy. Say, hey, I'm living a great life and you can too. There's nothing I'm doing that you can't do. I'm trying to live an experience and give an experience of what anybody can do. So you do the same thing. You guys that are out there that are TW3 members, you have a blog, write your stories. You're going to experience life every day. Take those experiences and wrap them around the value in the business that you're promoting. Okay. So what's this here? I'm a Plus member. Where can I find RMP list on the website? So in your Plus training in the very back, okay, I think it's like step 8. But you'll go back there and you will see a list that you can choose from. And then you have our top 3 that we say start with that, because there are some things that are available, but you won't be credentialed for until you start producing some at the basic level, because some of our referral marketing partners, some of the higher paying ones, depending on what it is, they want to make sure that you know what you're doing and you produce a little bit of business. So we have lending, we have hourly and salary jobs, we have giveaways, we have several different things that are in that list. And when you fill that out, what we do is we send that to your elite trainer, and then they get with you and they get your links out and they get all that and they get you started and they tell you what it pays and all that, because commission levels and everything that's available really comes from your elite trainer. But that's where it comes from, and that's where it's at, and that's how you fill it out and sign up for it. And so once we capture that, we send it to your elite trainer and say, hey, and if you don't have an elite trainer, maybe your trainer, your recruiter is not an elite, then we find one that you can work with. Okay. And we assign your business over to them so that they can help manage your business. But that's where it's at. I think but what you want to do is when you go in the back, and let's see if I can get over there. Let's just see if I can get over there. Feel like I'm sounding like that guy that was on the cartoons that we grew up with, Meanwhile, back at the Bat Cave, I don't know where that came from, but anyway, probably watching too much Frank Caliendo. Meanwhile, okay, so let's just see here if I can get in real quick. Hold 1 second, guys. I'm answering his question. I know there's more coming in, and I will be faithful to come over and make sure I answer all of your questions as well. So let's get over there. Okay. All right. So I think if I do that, you see this, maybe. I hope you do. But what you want to do is in your training right there, you see where it says training, your plus level. So you'll want to come down there. You want to put in your plus password And then once you put your plus password in, it's going to open up to, I'm just going to go to sales rep right now. I think it's step 8, RMP, credentialing and training. That's where you go right there. And you fill that out and you should be ready to rock and roll. Okay. So good deal, good deal. So let me get on down here, and it says here, Angelica says, I built an ad with Elementor for CL and the code did not transfer properly. Yeah. So you have to, anytime you're creating ad copy and you're wanting it to paste over and, ad posting site like Craigslist, it has to be done in just a regular web builder. You can't use Elementor for that because it adds a code to it. And that code, Craigslist will block it. So you use Elementor for your C1, C2, C3, your survey, your apply. Everything about the funnel that we teach you, Angelica, is done in Elementor except the ad copy. That's the only one. You take that ad copy that you create using Canva, whoever you're going to use, you hyperlink it to your apply page. You put it on a regular page. You don't use Elementor. Okay. And then once you do that, it won't have that problem. Now, Marcy says, is there training on how to use the RMP links? When you say RMP links, Marcy, could you clarify what that means? Are you talking technically how to use them? Like hyperlink them to images, email them and text them out? Or are you just talking about how to market the various links you have? I need a little more clarification on that, Marcy, and I can help you answer that. Okay. And Angelica says, I made a web form and had a sign up page, which updated in web form. Removing a required field to make it not required web form shows it updated, but the form does not. Make sure when you're using web forms, Angelica, you're using WP forms and not the web form that is in Elementor. There are a lot of things that just generic web form creator in Elementor won't do that WP forms will. And so you'll definitely want to use that. Okay. So just make sure you use that, and then you should be able to manipulate the form the way you want. Hey, Sarah. So you did use WP forms, and it says I made a web form and had a sign up page, which I updated. So did you put that form on your ad copy page? Is that what you did? Because if you did, you can't. Okay. You can't. The only thing you can do is put the image file and copy and paste it over. WP forms, any form will, videos, forms, no content like that will transfer over to CL. What you're going to do at Craigslist is you're going to create the ad copy that's clickable that then takes them to the page that's got the form on it. Okay. So go back and look at step 4 and specifically look at, if you want, so you don't go through the video, there's a PDF file over there that will give you a breakout, but make sure you're doing it in that order. A lot of times people want to put the ad copy, a video, and a form. I've seen people do that, and you can't do that. There's a reason why we break it up the way we do, but Craigslist won't allow video. It won't allow forms, but it will allow image files, and you can hyperlink an image file and then hyperlink that to the page that's got the form on it, and then you shouldn't have any problems. Sarah says, I'm building a form to print for local physical sales in WP. When I preview it, has my header don't want. When I email to myself, it sends entire menu to. Yeah. Okay. So one of the things, if you're wanting a form on a page that doesn't have a header, that's when you use Elementor. So you create a page with Elementor, make sure it doesn't have a header or anything. And then you you go under and you put the form on that particular page. Okay. And it won't have that. Now, if you have a header on the email that you're receiving, then you need to go under WP forms and go into the settings, and you've probably added your, added your header to the email alerts that are going out. Take all of that out. it might be easier just to delete that form and start all over and make sure you don't put a form in there. So might be the best way to do it. So that's the Angelica. I am worried right now because I have 4 ads and only 4 responses. I need to generate leads for franchise consultants. Do you have any advice? Well, yeah, what we need to do in Angelica's is look where we're advertising, look at the language in the subject line, and make sure it's compelling enough, because one ad copy should run you about, now, depending on what kind of business too, franchise consultants. So you're in the opportunity space and you're trying to hire for that. So make sure you go under some of the training that we've got, I think in step 6, on how to create ad copy that's compelling. Okay. And make sure that you're using the language we show. We're not going to give that out on this because this is a public, a forum. This is not a private membership training. Okay. So I can't get so detailed on that. But look at that training, look at where you're placing that ad copy that training goes in, because if you're doing it, it won't take my URL to show you the ad copy. Yeah, we can't do that. We've got it blocked on here because this is a public training. Okay. So there's some things that we're just limited to in this public format. But we can do it on a private training that we're going to be having a week from tomorrow night. It's when I'm back doing private membership trainings, but I'd be more than happy to look at it on that for sure. But in the meantime, if you'll look at the video training that we've got, I think in step 6, follow some of that and just make sure your ad copy is being congruent with that, because your goal is you should be getting a minimum of 50 leads per ad copy. Okay. And if you're not, what I'm looking at is the actual file that I'm doing. I'm looking at the language I'm using. I'm looking at placement. I'm looking at not only the placement on, for instance, Craigslist, but placement in what town and things like that. So there's a lot of moving parts, but that training should go over that with you and help you. So I hope that helps. And if not, like I said, a week from this coming Wednesday, I'll be more than happy to break it open and give you some clues there as well. Postmaster, what can be done if CL is flagging ads and putting accounts on hold? Typically, if you're paying for ads and doing it the way we're showing you, which is advertising our hourly and salary stuff as well, you should be compliant. Most of the time, I haven't heard of paid for ads done that way getting flagged. If you're trying to use free ads, even if you're doing everything right, just the world we live in, people go through. There's people out there that have nothing better than to go in and just flag everybody so that they can put their ads up and try to keep that town for themselves. So if you use paid for ads and advertise hourly and salary and sales jobs, and then in that process talk to them that we also have this. Okay, that way you're congruent and we give you the material to be able to fulfill what you're being compliant about, but you also have the opportunity over here that you can cross promote as well. Okay, so do it that way, do it in paid ads. You shouldn't have a problem. If you're not doing it that way, or you're trying to use free ads, you're going to run into problems, unfortunately. So that would be my advice there. So I hope that helps, Postmaster. All right. Who is Postmaster, by the way? Who am I talking to? I always like to know the names here. All right. Great questions, man. You guys are locked and loaded. I guess you guys act like I've been away for a while. All right. Any other good stuff? Angelica says she's got it. Okay. Good deal. Well, make sure, Larry, okay. Good to have you on, Larry. Make sure you guys have all of your, your prospective clients come out with us this coming Monday night, 9 p.m. We have about 10 tickets left to the conference, worthmoreconference.com, worthmoreconference.com. If you want to make an investment that's going to give you the greatest ROI of anything we do at TW3, come to the conference. You're going to meet people that are just like you, average people that are making above average money and living way above average lives, because they're learning various ways and niches that they will operate in, how to use these tools that we have at TW3 to grow a business that is just explosive for themselves. So be there. It's March the 19th, 20th, and 21st of next year. We've got about 10 tickets left. And once they're gone, they're gone. It's the best money. It's $147 to buy, but it's the best money you will ever spend. I don't know if Chris is on here today, but Chris came and he says, Terry, I've got an MBA. He talked about all the money he spent in his schooling at the university. And he says, in a few days with you and some of the TW3 members, Gary and a bunch of others, I've learned more than I did spending thousands of dollars at a college. Okay. That was his words, not mine, but he's one of the people I'm going to be interviewing hopefully in the next coming weeks that's making over $100,000 in their first year, hasn't sold one TW3 product, just using the tools. Okay. Just using the tools. So that's the power of it. Ray says, what's up, Terry? I'm still weighing in the possibility of joining TW3, but so far I'm liking what I'm seeing and hearing. I keep engaged until I make a finals. Well, Ray, when you are ready, when the time is right, we are here, my friend. So we don't want anybody to do it under compulsion, but sober-minded, eyes wide open, ready to take on the world. We're here for you when you're ready, okay? Angelica, we're here, and we'll be ready for you Wednesday night. Gary says, have weekly trainings on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Next one is October 9th. That's right. Thank you so much for writing that down. All right, Sarah, and she said, yep, that worked. Great. Well, guys, I am back, and it's good to be back. And all I can tell you is you guys are rock stars. We had one of our biggest months last month, and I wasn't nowhere to be found, which is telling me you guys need me less and less, which is awesome. No, but I'm telling you, we've got so many new people that's just onboarded. And if you're new and you just came in the month of September, thank you for joining us. Welcome to the TW3 family. We can't wait to see you take your money, business, and life to all new levels, just like so many other of our members has. Greenback says TW3 March 2020 is the next conference. You don't want to miss it. You are right, guys. I'm telling you, you're going to see people that are making $250,000, $500,000 a year from home and just working a few hours a day. If you don't think it's possible, I dare you. I dare you. Just come. Just come and speak to them, speak yourself, meet them and talk to them. See it for yourself. O4M Perry, how do I buy the call center package? Well, we have every one of our packages, the Rep Package Plus package and Elite package. We give you the ability to join our Ring Central account, which we have at terrywilson3.com. And we give you an extension, and we give you the tools, and we give you the training on how to use these marketing tools to drive calls right into your own extension in our Ring Central account. So any one of those packages you get, whether it be the Sales Rep and Trainer package, Plus Rep and Trainer package, or Elite Rep and Trainer package, you get access to our call center. You get the training on how to drive that traffic, how to do that, how to monetize that traffic, how to make money, whether you make a sale or not, talking to them, because you can give people hourly and salary jobs. You can give things away. You can do all kinds of different things with what we call our referral marketing partners that we have contracted with and have relationships with, and you can make money. So that's how it's done. And you can O4M Perry, any one of those packages. So just contact your recruiter and trainer. If you don't have one, just list it out here. I don't have a recruiter and trainer, and I'm sure someone will be in contact with you shortly. Till next time. Thanks, guys.
Thank you for listening to our show today at terrywilson3.com. If you would like more information on how we can take your money, your business, and your life to the next level, then please visit us online at terrywilson3.com or call 800-673-1728.
This is the Terry Wilson. Really, I'm excited, Terry. I want to get started here.
Is this a celebrity, Terry Wilson?
Oh my word.
How you doing, sir?
Dude, don't even go there. I've been listening to this for a while and I'm finally like, okay, gosh, what a privilege. I mean,